Oh my god, let's try something.
See what happened on TV
Oh
last
yeah,
night?
I always watch.
Oh my god.
It's so fun. It was so
Yeah,
good.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi guys, I'm Stevie.
And I'm Talena.
And this is Twin Talk. And it was the semi-finals of Dancing with the Stars. And I'm so sad.
I know.
Oh God, I mean, it just went by so fast. It goes by so fast.
I wonder, I have to look up the weeks. How many weeks has it been? Because I feel like they did 2 back-to-back double eliminations. And they did an elimination during Disney Week. And they did an elimination the very first day. So they've never not had an elimination? Or was there 1 week?
As far as I've been watching, they've always been like, there's no elimination on Disney night. Like, we can't eliminate anybody on Disney night.
Was there an elimination this season? Like, or was there a bye week?
No.
Yeah, it was like every single week somebody went
there was an
home.
elimination.
So I'm wondering if
It was shorter?
if the season was shorter. I'm not sure. It just felt, it always feels too short. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. It was short. Next week is the finals. This week was the first week that wasn't themed since really night 1.
Yeah.
And it was a nice little,
I like that they all had to do a traditional ballroom dance, and then they had to do
a Latin.
a Latin dance. I really liked that. It really showed because there's some weeks where it's like somebody gets a contemporary and then somebody gets a samba
step
or something.
yeah.
And so it does make it more on a playing field to see everybody's abilities compared to each other, which I really liked. A lot of Viennese waltz.
We had some cha-cha. We had a lot of paso dobles.
Yeah,
we hadn't really seen that
paso.
many pasos this season, and I love the paso dobles.
Yeah,
I was
so I'm
wondering
glad
when
they
they were going to bring it out.
Put it towards the end.
Yeah.
So they're nice and strong.
Yeah,
And they were good. We'll get to those.
These dances, let's just say overall,
Very good.
Everybody did 2 full-length dances. I mean, these motherfuckers danced to the whole song, verse, chorus, bridge, you name it.
Yeah.
And twice.
Yeah.
And it was intense.
They did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good-ass dances last night.
Yeah, totally. So I guess there wasn't really any open or anything. They kind of went...
They did a package of, like, the judges saying, this person is really strong in this, and this person is really strong in this. They sort of did a recap like that. But there was no fun, funky, Derek Cuff sort of...
Right, it was more like...
TikTok reel.
Yeah, it
Things
was
that he
more, like, serious, and we're here at the semifinals.
My finals. It was so drama.
Yeah, but we start off with Wayne and Whitney. They did a paso.
To begging you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good dance to start the night off with. I liked the dance. I personally watched Whitney the whole time.
Yeah.
But I almost forgot Wayne was there. I felt like she was kind of dancing around him. But then also Whitney, and we'll get to why Whitney's probably feeling like this later or in a second, but she seems tired, man.
Yeah.
She just doesn't seem like her heart's in it. We've said this for the last couple of episodes. My thing was the dance was good, but from Wayne, I just don't feel anything. I'm not feeling anything. I unfortunately, I just he's plateaued. At this point, I would not mind if I saw him go home.
I mean, at this point, there's only 1 episode left, so...
I know, but I'm... In the beginning, when we were talking about
who we wanted
who we wanted in the bottom 3, and X, Y, and Z, and who we thought could get saved, and who we wanted to see in the finals. Who we wanted to see in the finals. I told you that I wouldn't mind if Trevor and Wayne went home. And I feel bad because I really love Trevor, but I can get through 1 episode without him. But that's not what happened. We'll get to the scores obviously like later on in the show, or the eliminations. But yeah, Wayne just needs to bring it a little bit more for me. I need the full package. It's semifinals. When you went to the skybox, and you know, we've been saying this for weeks. We're like, Whitney seems off. Something's going on. Well, maybe that's because she has a little fucking fetus sucking all the calcium and energy from her fucking body because bitch is pregnant. So,
her and Lindsay Arnold are having babies at the exact same time. Like, what is that movie? Where all the
like
kids...
pregnancy pact.
Yeah, pregnancy pact. I feel like they have I feel like all these Dancing with the Stars people have a pregnancy pact. Jenna's had a baby. Sharna is having a baby. Sharna just had a baby.
Did Jenna already have her baby?
No, she's pregnant.
She's gonna have a baby.
She's pregnant.
Sharna just had a baby. Lindsay's pregnant again. and already has a baby.
Whitney's pregnant again.
Yeah, so everybody's pregnant. But you know, kudos to Whitney because I'm sure she has motion sickness and morning sickness and, you know, whatever is going on. She doesn't even look pregnant, you know?
Yeah.
Like, usually, I mean, I don't know how pregnant she is. You know, after she told us, I was like, oh, well, maybe I see a little baby bump. But, like, you can't, no.
Yeah, you can't.
And
really
she never
know.
told, but she needed to tell us because it is clear through the screen that she's not herself.
Yeah, something's going on with her.
And now I have a little bit, not even a little bit, like now I'm like, okay, I was right.
I have grace for the situation.
Right.
Like she's doing all these fucking turns, like you said. She
we
probably
didn't know. Like we were like, is she just over it?
Yeah.
Like, for a second, it kind of felt like she was over it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to know that she's probably just wanting to throw up the whole entire time and is struggling.
Yeah. But congratulations, Whitney.
Yeah. Congratulations. You're almost there. You have to do your last couple of your last 2 dances or whatever for the finals, and then you could go focus on having a healthy baby.
Yep. They got straight 9s, sort of what it deserved.
Yeah.
You know, you could tell that Wayne, I think Whitney knows, but Wayne, you could tell he was sort of like, oh, you know, but, you know, it was what it was. They got straight 9s. The next dance they did.
Yeah, let's go to the next dance they did. So they did 2 dances. So everybody went, and then everybody went again. So when they went again,
they did It's a Man's World, and he actually sang the vocals for it, and he sounded great. He really did sound great.
Yeah, he sounded good.
He dedicated it to his grandma. Len said, you know, it lacked content. To me, it didn't feel interesting. It didn't feel interesting. Like, I wasn't interested in watching the dance. I sort of caught myself thinking about other things or whatever, and
I don't even remember the dance now that we're sitting here talking about it. I'm like,
well, here's the thing, is it felt like it wasn't lacking content so much as it was just your very basic steps with no embellishment. And yeah, there was the steps there, and you know, he executed them right for the most part, but it was the basic dance, and there was none of that, like, it's like what we talked about a few episodes ago where, you know, Len was like, you know, everybody does the swing around move and it's not interesting to me. But some people do that move and it is interesting because they add something to it that's just like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
right.
And you really have to break it down. I mean, at the end of the day, all these people are doing are step ball fucking changes, just in different fucking ways that are interesting, you know? So that's what I was feeling about in this dance. I just didn't feel like I was interested in it. I didn't feel like it really had that Whitney spark, that creativity.
Yeah, once again, she looked tired. I don't know if we said this, but they did a Viennese waltz, which I love the Viennese waltz. So
yeah,
it's hard when it's not executed to my liking every single time.
Well, especially when there's so many good Viennese waltz.
Oh my gosh, totally.
It didn't compare.
Carrie Ann didn't agree with the boys. She gave it a 10. The rest of them gave it a 9. She thought it was awesome. I can't remember what she said.
Yeah, Carrie Ann was just like sort of on one last night. I mean, bitch looked gorgeous. I loved her dress.
Yeah, she was definitely very emotional last night.
She was.
And she's already an emotional person, but she was very, like, she cried for a lot of the dances, and, you know, she
got up
and she hugged people, and she got up out of her chair, and she bowed down to Shangela. Like, it was like, kind of like, her emotions were kind of all over the place last night.
Yesterday. So that was Wayne. You know, we were hoping he'd be in the bottom 3. We'll get to that later about the bottom stuff, but
yeah,
is what it is. Oh, next is Daniel and Britt. Listen, my favorite. I don't give a fuck. The first dance they did was a Viennese waltz.
Amazing.
It was just so good. Like, yes, he lacks some technique. He's still a little heely and flat-footed and a little bouncy, but there was a moment where he broke through during these glide things around the floor, and he just popped out, and I was like, oh my god!
Yeah, I mean, he's so amazing. The ending was great. His arms were flowy. He came into his own. He really came into his own. It was so great. Technique is lacking in comparison, but to me, he just has something so magical about him that I can look past that because he's so brilliant to watch, fascinating to watch, especially when you think about his circumstances. And even if he wasn't deaf, his performance is so amazing. And like, maybe if he could hear, that's not how his performance would be, but like, he can't hear, you know what I mean? So it is amazing what he's accomplished, and I'm so happy he was in the semifinals because he really deserved to be there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it feels like they're trying to like put Britt and him together. Like that's a little weird. I feel like they were trying to like maybe showmance them a little bit. But I mean, I think Britt just has proven that she deserves to be in the ballroom.
Oh, totally. I'm excited because the last couple of seasons that Britt was on, I was like, whatever. I'm excited to see Britt now. Yeah. I'm going to be upset if next season Britt isn't there with a good partner. Yeah. Like, I love Britt. So now I've created that, just like we have with Mark Ballas or with Sharna, these people that we're excited to see. I'm excited to see Brittany and see what she comes up with. And she's kind of the new Sharna.
Yeah, exactly.
In a sense, like, I don't know if Sharna's coming back. And, like, it would suck if she doesn't because I love Sharna. And Sharna's, I feel like, kind of known for getting the not the short end of the stick, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, somebody that really has to prove themselves. Like, I mean, she was with the guy that didn't have an arm and a leg. She was with James Hinchcliffe, who had never danced in his life and ended up being fucking brilliant
and paralyzed from the waist down for like a year. And Bonner,
with Bonner, who he had the neck injury from bull riding.
From bull riding, she's always with like the injured people.
Yeah, and she takes care of them, and she's a really good teacher. And like, I bet if Britt wasn't there, Sharna would have been paired with Daniel 100%.
Oh, I agree. I can agree with that.
And she would have been an amazing teacher for him too.
Yeah.
So I think Britt is kind of taking over that role, which is fine because I really love Britt and I wish Sharna nothing but the best. It'd be nice if she came back, but I haven't heard her say anything about it.
Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know where she.
And I guess she doesn't really get to choose. They have to cast her in it. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. So their second dance was a samba, and I was scared because
But we didn't go through their.
Oh, so sorry.
Their first dance they got a 9, 8 from Len, 9, 9.
Yeah, so it was good. I mean, last week they got all 10s.
Right.
But it was still up there. They got some 9s. So then their second dance.
9 last week.
Len gave them a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they got 3 10s. You're right. Whoops, sorry. So yeah, then they did a samba, and we were a little scared because we were, samba is just the hardest dance. It's just fucking hard. But he lit it
himself.
Up.
He went out with a bang for that dance. He danced like he just left everything on the table. I was so proud of him.
He had little booty pops. I loved it.
You could tell he was just having fun, and he was leaving leaving everything on the table, no regrets. He had the best time being there. I was so surprised that he was able to do the samba without being able to. I don't know. It just is so fascinating. I love how he dedicated the song to Gabriel.
Yeah,
and we've said this. We were like, Gabriel sounds like what we think Daniel would sound like if he was like a hearing person that spoke and stuff like that. And he said that, like when he was talking about Gabriel, he was like at an audition for Coda or whatever, and he was like the assigned interpreter for Daniel or whatever, for Coda or something like that. And they were like, this sounds like you. And he was like, oh, that amazes me because nobody's ever put a voice to my face before. But it really is this perfect match.
Yeah, they're like soulmates.
Well, really they are. I feel like Gabriel is just like an extension of Daniel.
In the best way possible.
In the best way possible, and it's really cool that they found each other. So I really liked that, you know, one of his dances was dedicated to him, and he kind of got some spotlight. I want to see Gabriel on Dancing with the Stars.
I know! Gabriel, please be on Dancing with the Stars next
would
season.
love
I would just be deceased.
Like, I love Gabriel. I just think he's so sweet. I love his little voice. Like, I just think he's amazing.
Yeah, I really love Daniel. Maybe he has an IG I can follow.
Yeah. Oh my God, we should
totally follow my IG.
But yeah, the samba was so fun to watch. The technique isn't there, but there was so much content and it was fun.
It was so fun.
He gave it his
he really came out
all.
Yeah, he got a 9 and 8, a 9 and 8. So a little bit lower scores.
But they were being hard. They were being very technical. It is the semifinals.
Yeah.
Like, you know, their scores only count, I think, for a third of the overall. Or I actually got to look that up. I can't remember how much their scores count for. But they really need to look inward and see who they want to be in the finale, because at the end of the day, the best dancer should win.
Technically, performance-wise, all of it.
Yeah.
Overall, you know, greatness, how much you've approved.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next was Shangela and Gleb. Their first dance was a Paso Doble to Edge of Glory, which I do love me some Gaga.
I thought it was weird though, because she started off in a chair, which was fine, but then she was like hidden under, like half of her head was like almost stuck underneath the. I don't know.
I did not like it.
I thought the beginning was weird.
It's
but
fucking Gleb, and I don't like Gleb's choreo.
It's not Shangela at all. It's Gleb.
It's Gleb. It's Gleb.
She looked a little lost in her paso.
No, she did. She looked lost. Like,
yeah.
And we said that. I said near the end, we were like, did she, what happened? And I think I can't remember what judge said it, but a judge even said, like, you missed a step, or there was something that happened with the underarm turns.
Yeah.
And you could tell there was just a second where she was like, am I gonna be able to finish this dance? Like, she was like, ah!
In my mind, what was happening was she got lost because there was two dances, and she was almost like, and
what
kind
dance
of felt
am I
like
in
he was
right
like
now?
throwing her around for a second.
Yeah.
I thought her arms were a little bit sloppy in the beginning, but at the end of the day, she is fun to watch. It is the semifinals, and you know, it sucks because like her jazz dance was so good, but once again, Gleb's choreography was amazing. And
yeah.
It's semifinals, and this is supposed to be the best, like,
the best.
You know, the freestyles are everything, and I just, I just don't feel like it's gonna deliver.
No.
With Gleb.
I'm so upset. I'm so upset. You know, her solo was nice.
Yeah.
Her little solo was nice.
She does good, but like at the end of the day, when you really break it down, she really hasn't come that far with fixing her technique.
Nope.
She's actually kind of plateaued.
Yeah.
She's actually, I think personally, and like hate me, cancel me, whatever, but like when I look back, things have gotten a little bit better, but she really hasn't improved in her technique.
I agree. She has had the least overall arc, I would say, when it comes to technique.
Yeah,
but she's all of these people.
Right, but she's so fun to watch that
you forget about it.
You kind of forget about it a little bit, or her outfits, like when she did what'd she do last week, the cha-cha or whatever, and she had the big legs.
Yeah,
and it kind of took away from like her bent knee and flexed foot and stuff because the outfit was so loud. That's kind of how I feel with Shangela, but I love listening to her talk.
I mean,
Hallelujah. She's so fun, and she's a hard worker.
Yeah.
She's a hard worker. I'm not taking that away from her. I just think Gleb needs to be a better teacher because I think she could have gone so much further in her technique if Gleb was a better teacher, maybe.
Basically, we don't like Gleb. You guys all know this.
But I don't know. This is just what I feel while I'm watching the TV. I don't know how it's like in rehearsals. I don't know. I don't know if maybe Gleb is an amazing teacher and Shangela just can't get it. I don't know. But the
I don't know.
judges love it.
We've seen Gleb enough over the seasons to know that Gleb, most of his people that he's with don't exceed and don't get better from point A to point B.
Right.
They either already start sort of good and they coast on that, or they don't last that long.
Right. Yeah. They got straight 9s. I thought it was deserved.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like the song. The song made it. And then next they did a Viennese Waltz to I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston.
And I will say I think that was her best dance.
Technique-wise, you could tell that was the dance they really worked on.
Her best dance was definitely 2 weeks ago's Jazz, or last week, or whatever, the Halloween one. But technically, this was her best dance.
But this was the dance that I wish it was more flowy at the end, because the music build, and then they did a bunch of turns at the end, but it was left turn, right turn, left turn, right turn, and it felt really choppy instead of like flowy, flow. Like it just felt like very like this, and I'm like, fuck, that really sucked, because it was a pretty nice waltz, whatever. And then the ending where it was supposed to be those big flourishy flows.
Yeah.
It just felt so choppy, but once again, that's fucking Gleb.
Yeah, the Viennese Waltz, at the end it just felt like she stumbled or something a little bit. I don't know. There was something a little wobbly about it, but she got, but Carrie Ann loved it. She got a 10 from Carrie Ann, the rest of them 9s. I
was just dying when Carrie Ann came off, because Carrie Ann came off the stage, and then she was like bowing, and then she looked behind her and she said, "Oh, you got a booty shot."
And she smacked
her butt. I was like, Carrie Ann is my spirit animal. I fucking love her.
Yeah, well, she is a Capricorn.
Like us. So, Shangela on that one, Carrie Ann gave her a 10, and then the rest of the judges gave her 9s. I thought it was a straight 9 dance. There was, I don't know if it was a mistake, or if it, like I said, it was just the way the choreography was placed, but to me it was a straight 9 dance. But Carrie Ann
took her happy pills.
Took her fucking happy pills.
Between dances, Danielle and Pasha danced to a masterclass by Derek and Len for the waltz, for the differences between the waltz and the Viennese Waltz. Oh, we love when Derek does these.
The masterclasses are so good.
It was so awesome when Len came in, and he's so fun. So yeah, I love that they've been doing that this season. I don't know if they're gonna continue to do it the next season, since they've already done it this season, or maybe they have. There's other dance styles they haven't.
Yeah, they haven't gone through, or maybe they fill the time with something else. I mean, we don't know the future of knock on wood, but is Dancing with the Stars even gonna get renewed again? Like, there's so many things that are up in the. Oh, well, did they renew for 2 seasons on? I don't know.
Sure.
If you know, let us know, because I can't live without Dancing with the Stars.
It's going to be a sad day when it comes to an end. It'll be a very sad day, because I don't know, the show provides so much joy, and I know things, change and people move on, but it's timeless.
I know.
It's a timeless show.
Well, that's the thing with reality shows, is because it's different people funneling in and different stories and stuff, it is different every season. So, I don't know. I just hope it never leaves.
I know. Well, I guess we'll deal with that bridge when we have to cross it.
Yeah.
And
Cat, just so you guys know, side note, Kitty loves Dancing with the Stars, and he was locked in my bedroom. Well, not like on purpose, like he was with my Paco, in the bedroom. And then right when we turned on Dancing with the Stars, I heard meow, meow, meow. And so I went and I let him out, and he came right up and he sat. He knew Dancing with the Stars was on. He just watches Dancing with the Stars. He's a little Dancing with the Stars kitty.
Yeah, he
loves
him.
He
loves
him. I love my kitty. So he's a TV kitty. But anyway, I digress. We're not talking about me. We're talking about the amazing dancing we saw last night. So yeah, so that was Shangela and Gleb. We'll get to them in the bottom.
And then we were just talking about Daniela and Pasha doing the masterclass.
Yeah, the masterclasses are awesome. I really hope. But once again, we've talked about this. I love when they do the little, TikTok-y sort of videos that are all Derek Huff's idea. And all that stuff. And that's another thing, guys. Len is leaving after this season.
Yeah, he announced his retirement and he wants to spend time with his grandkids, which
I can admire. I can appreciate.
Admire. I mean, I can't remember how old he is.
He old.
He's not
he
a
ain't
spring
young.
chicken, but he, maybe he'll make a guest appearance here or there.
I'm sure.
I don't know who's going to take over his head judge seat. Will it be Derek? Will they bring in another judge? We had this conversation last night. Is Carrie Ann can't be it, and Bruno can't be it because they're the solid sidekicks. Like, I just, not that they're not deserving of being a head judge, but they're just, I don't know, like, this is where they sit, and this is where they have sat, and this is where I envision them, and I feel like that's where they belong. And so I don't know who I'm going to see in the middle of the judges table. I thought it'd be fun if Derek became the head judge, and then they brought back Julianne Hough for that fourth seat, like, to take over Derek's position.
What if Haley came in?
Or if Haley came in. Yeah, she could do that.
Yeah. But Derek needs to be the lead judge. If they brought in, it doesn't make sense for Carrie Ann or Bruno, and it wouldn't make sense for them to bring in a random person.
Yeah, I don't think, I think that would be strange.
Yeah.
I think that would be strange for sure. So,
yeah, I hope it's Derek. We'll see. Only time will tell, Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Oh my God, Charlie and Mark were next.
Oh, yes, we are. Moving on, baby. Charlie and Mark did a Vietnamese waltz, their first dance.
Amazing, touching, beautiful, perfect. That's all I have to say. I mean, it was so good.
Well, it was literally, when they say you're supposed to glide across the floor, that's what they did. Like, what they did was the definition of gliding. Like, I didn't feel like her feet were ever touching the ground. I felt like there was a cloud, and she was just, like, dancing like a cartoon, like, on the cloud in a dream. Like, it was just, I have no words. When they did their triple pirouettes,
I mean, it was so in sync, and it was so perfect. You would have thought that, like, it was animation, or it was, one person split into two, like a clone effect. They were just so in sync.
Well,
so
Derek,
perfect.
Yeah, and Derek said that he thought that Charlie was the first contestant on the show ever who could pass as a professional ballroom dancer.
Charlie reminds me of
Haley.
Charlie reminds me of Haley when she dances. Like, she's kind of, quiet. Like, I feel like, I mean, I don't know much about Haley, but I feel like she is a little bit more, like, reserved, quiet, creative. But, like, Derek's more in your face, loud. But also, side note, go watch their Little Mermaid dance. Fucking phenomenal.
Well, and that's the first dance. So, just a little side note. The first dance that Haley and Derek ever did was to kiss the girl from the Little Mermaid. And that's, like, their love story. That's, like, how they fell in love when they did this dance together. So, Derek Huff and Haley actually reimagined it in almost like a music video type of thing where Derek was singing the song. And it was just so fucking gorgeous. They're dancing in this shallow pool of water, and she just looks fucking beautiful, and the choreography is amazing, and go watch it. It was really good. They got straight 10s. Do we even have to say it?
We wrote down the scores before they gave the scores.
Because we knew.
That dance was perfection.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just brilliant. Even the judges see, like, how good Mark is. Like, I love that they give him compliment. They're so blown away by him. They're so blown away by him. He's so amazing. So straight 10s, of course.
And then the next song they did was the next dance they did was a Paso Doble. Once again, you guys already know, straight 10s. It was perfect. It was fucking perfect. They opened with Mark playing the guitar, like the flamenco or whatever.
With straight up like 30 seconds of Charlie just by herself on the dance floor, and it was
good,
phenomenal. This was the moment that I wrote down, and I was like, she looks like Haley while she dances. It was
There's nothing to say about it besides it was pure fucking perfection.
Charlie deserves to win.
She really does.
100%.
She deserves to win. And yeah, she came in with dance experience, but she has grown.
She has proven herself.
She has proven herself.
She's never slid by.
They've never done an easy routine because they had it in the bag. Like, every routine has been a fucking hard, nuanced, just creative, fucking genius routine.
Yeah.
She deserves to win. Mark deserves to win.
Right.
Mark deserves to win.
Right.
There's nothing to say about it besides it was fucking perfection. I don't know what to say. And the music was just like a traditional, iconic Paso Doble song.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in Spain.
It was so strong. It was so strong. It was so good.
Perfect tense.
Yeah. Okay, so Trevor and Emma were next. They did a cha-cha. It was so...
A cha-cha.
A cha-cha. A cha-cha-cha. I wish he would have had more fun. You could really tell he was thinking about the steps. I don't know if it was because there were 2 dances and he was really focused and, you know, he really... I don't want to say he's the weakest link because he really has come a long way and he... You know, he usually acts through his stuff, and there's something about him, like maybe his technique isn't there, but he has a finesse, which we've talked about this before. So strange because usually people, you know, can have the technique, but they have no finesse. So it is interesting when you meet somebody that has finesse, but for some reason the technique just isn't quite there yet. And I felt like he was thinking really hard on the moves instead of having fun, but he's so fun to watch, so it was annoying because I wanted him... Just like Daniel did, he got out there and he gave it his all, and you could tell he left everything on the dance floor, and I wish Trevor would have left a little bit more on the dance floor. Not that I was disappointed in him, but I did want a little bit more. He did all the moves.
Yep.
You know, he's always surprised me with doing all the moves. He's never fucked up the moves. He's never, you know,
he's never
really
stumbled
or done anything like that. He's always gotten through the move. So I don't know. He got straight 8s. I do enjoy him.
Well, I think
so cute.
He is really cute, and I think there was a lot of pressure on him too because Emma had told us at the beginning that in the last 3 seasons, when she did the cha-cha, she's gotten eliminated. So I think there was a lot of pressure as well to be like, wow, the cha-cha has to be good, sort of idea. I don't know. But yeah, he's usually so fun to watch, and it just felt like he was like
in his head.
In his head. And there was a couple of, like when they did the fist pumps down the floor, like he was out of sync. So yeah, I mean, he got straight 8s, and I would say it was definitely a straight 8 dance.
Did he get straight 8s?
Yeah, for the cha-cha he did. But then they did a Vietnamese waltz, which was a little bit better. And he dedicated the dance to Emma, which I really liked. I mean, he looked gorgeous. She looked gorgeous. Her dress was so beautiful.
I mean, I thought the dance was beautiful. Obviously, once again, the technique isn't really there.
Skippy.
He's skippy, but he's such a hard worker, and he's worked so hard, and he really is fun to watch. This one, he really let loose a little bit more. I think he could have pushed himself a little bit more, but I guess, you know, it's stressful. You have 2 full dances, you know, you know, like you can take a look around and you can tell that not only are you are at the bottom of the leaderboard, but you're technically not there with some of the other people in the competition. So that has to be really heavy on his heart too. Like, you know, maybe he's struggling with, oh, should I actually be here? What if I, you know, I know that, like, if I was on and I wasn't great and somebody really, really good went home and I made it through, you know, you do feel a little bit of pang of guilt. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that being said, though, guys, after watching last night's episode, could you imagine if Vinny was still here?
So happy Vinny got eliminated. You know, I wasn't necessarily really sad because I did think it was his time for sure. But after watching this episode, I was like, I am so happy he wasn't in the semifinals. He wouldn't have been able to keep up.
He wouldn't have been able to keep up. And I just didn't like Coco's choreography. I didn't think Coco was a great teacher. Maybe she can prove me wrong next episode.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He got a 9 from Carrie Ann, and then straight 8s after that. So yeah, I think his scores reflected his dance, but it's hard because I was rooting for him. I really liked him.
Yeah. I know.
stuff. But then we come in with Gabby and Val. They do a waltz.
Mm-hmm.
It was gorgeous. I love the set. I loved
Yeah.
her dress. I loved the choreo. It was her best performance so far. The first time she had a different tone to her dance. She wasn't giggly and
Or smiley, or
and
like
it was.
she
She did
looked
bring something
very
new to
legal.
the table.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I do think if I'm getting really nitpicky, and because I am gonna compare her to Charlie because they're sort of in the same. I mean, Charlie is the superior dancer, but
Right, but they're in the same vein.
they're in the same vein, in the same, level. And I feel like maybe Gabby's just still a little stiff in her arms. I wish she would just really let go.
Right.
But, baby steps. And she, like we said last week, she's already the best bachelorette that's ever been on. And the other bachelorettes won.
Right.
And unfortunately, not unfortunately, because I don't think she should win. I think Charlie should win. I think we all agree with that. But it just sucks because Gabby is the superior bachelorette that's been on, but she's not going to win. Or I'd be very surprised if she won.
Right.
I guess I wouldn't be surprised because the Bachelor fan base there's a really strong fan base.
Yeah.
But come on, guys. Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think deserves to win? Charlie deserves to win. Mark deserves to win. So it's just a little ironic, I feel, that Gabby's the best bachelorette they've ever had and she's probably not going to win. But with that being said, I really hope next week, because it's going to be her last dances, she really just lets go. Because she's still, to me, if I'm going to be picky, feels just a little stiff in her arms. But with that being said, she got straight 10s and I think it was deserved.
Yeah. I bet you for her freestyle next week, she does something like Denver Bronco-y.
Ooh,
like
yes.
so it'll lend for her to be a little bit more stiff because she'll really cater in her freestyle, probably, I'm assuming, to being a Denver Broncos cheerleader.
Yeah, because she already did a tribute to, being an ICU nurse during COVID and stuff. So we'll see. And she has a fun personality. So would it really make sense for her freestyle to be like
dark and dreary
and like,
it's going to be quirky
emotional.
and fun and
it should
strong.
Be. Yeah, and that'll be her strongest suit.
Yeah.
Her strong.
She of course got straight 10s. I mean, it was gorgeous. And that's when Len announced his retirement. We went over that.
Yeah. And then her next dance was the Paso Doble. It was funny when they were getting ready for it. She was like kicking the board, and they were doing like slow motion of her being serious and stuff.
She was like, I did karate for 2 years.
I know. But the dance was really cool, and Val is a great choreographer too. Val is a really great choreographer too, and he did another like sort of traditional Paso song. There was just one moment where in the middle of the dance, she ended up on the floor after like a spin, and she was supposed to come up like this, but her skirt was over her face, and you could see she moved her hand like she was gonna take her skirt over her face, but then she thought better of it, and then she came up, but the effect wasn't there because the skirt was over her face.
Yeah, like it was just kind of like a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
That made it kind of cut the dance a little bit, and it was strange because there were times where I felt like she was a little off balance. But despite that, she got straight 10s. I mean, it was like the dance was amazing, the choreography was amazing. She looked great,
full of content.
But it was like fast slow. That's really hard to like do that with your body and transition into that. But she kept control, but there were a few times where I was like, is she off balance? But obviously the judges didn't think so. She got straight 10s. Well deserved.
Yeah.
So then we get to the bottom.
I know. Well, Tyra was being crazy with her allergies all night. She kept being like, my allergies. If you guys can hear my voice, my allergies, they're just really bad. I'm like, Tyra, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my Tyra shaming. We really haven't been shaming. I will say that in the last couple of episodes, Tyra hasn't
totally shown her ass.
Somebody
must have said something because her and Alfonso have been
getting it together a little bit.
They haven't been so defensive.
Yeah.
And they've been reading the prompters a little bit better, a little bit slower, a little bit,
whatever.
a
little bit more with like, and now for our final 2. I'm like, Tyra put her acting voice on.
Yeah.
You know?
My favorite is at the end when Stevie and I
We always said, who
will stay
and who will be
go home.
yeah, whatever
will be
she
eliminated.
says.
Like, do you notice that? How she says who
Every
back every
time.
single episode and she goes, who will be eliminated
And who
will stay. Or whatever she says.
And then she turns to them and she says, good luck to everybody. You guys have all worked so hard.
Yeah.
All right, here. In this envelope. Here, right here,
this envelope,
in this envelope is the answers of who will go home and who will stay. Or whatever the fuck it is. I'm just like, it is like clockwork. Fucking clockwork. Like at
hilarious.
this point it's just fucking hilarious. I can't. Okay, so
In the bottom was Trevor, Shangela, and Daniel. I was so sad. Trevor went home. He had the bottom. He was at the bottom of the leaderboard, so
Yeah.
he automatically went home. So sorry, Emma. It's been 4 cha-chas now that you've been sent home on. So I hope in the future that does change, or maybe you get like a cha-cha like earlier on in the season when they're a little bit more gracious with their scores because it's new. And then so it was between Shangela and Daniel, and I knew they would choose Shangela, but every part of me wanted them to choose Daniel.
Listen, I like Shangela, but when it's gonna come to freestyles, I would have rather seen Daniel. I would have rather seen Daniel's freestyle because I feel like they could have done something really cool. And at the end of the day, I feel like, not that Daniel deserves to be there more than Shangela, but I mean, Daniel has defied the odds. And like we said, Shangela really hasn't, her technique really hasn't gotten.
Yeah, I think overall, not only has he defied the odds, but overall, I'm channeling Tyra. But overall, he has grown more than Shangela. So I am a little disappointed in their pick, but I am also excited to see Shangela. I was really happy because when I envisioned Daniel's freestyle, if he made it to the freestyle, I did envision him doing something with silence and kind of cutting out the music, and they did get to do that with their jazz last week. So I'm happy that what I saw in my head for his possible freestyle came to fruition, at least in some other type of dance, because I did get a little, and that dance was so good, so I did get a little sense of a little freestyle from him, which was nice. So I'll accept it and I'll move on. Shangela will have some sort of big, huge drag queen freestyle. It'll be really fun to watch, hopefully, pending Gleb's choreography. Fucking Shangela should just choreograph it.
End of story. She has to choreograph. She's a dancer.
Yeah.
Like in the drag queen world. You know?
So I'm sure there'll be a whole part that, let's talk real fast what we think these freestyles are going to be, and then we can recap what we thought and what they were. Yeah. So, okay.
So, let's start from the top. Wayne and Whitney, they're definitely going to do something fun, something funky, something hip-hoppy, like how they did for Hamilton.
Exactly.
Their
it's going
Halloween
to be hip-hop
dance.
heavy. It is going to be jazz heavy, contemporary heavy.
Because that's where Wayne sits.
Right. Like, I don't see there being a lot of ballroom in their dancing. They are going to go balls to the walls with some contemporary shit. Yeah. And I know it'll be fun to watch, and I really hope he brings it because I really did like his Hamilton dance. I really felt something from him in his Hamilton dance. Where the last couple of episodes, I don't know if he's tired. I know he has a lot of jobs. I know he's hosting the American Music Awards or something next week. So, I know he'll be tired. But at the end of the day, you're in the finals.
You gotta bring it, baby.
If he has the potential to win, he's never been in the bottom. We don't know who's at the top of the leaderboard. We don't know. He's in the running as much as Charlie or Gabby. Yeah. At the end of the day, I do not think Shangela's gonna win. She was in the bottom, so I would be surprised if she if she won.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, if you're, like, but you know what? We've always said this. It would be nice to win the $250,000 in the mirror ball or whatever it is you get paid if you win. But as long as you make it to the finals, then you get to do every single dance. You're a winner.
Yeah.
Because you've got to do every single dance. Like,
and you can do all the fun stuff, and you're, you know, are they going to Disney next week?
I don't know.
Heard.
I don't know.
Although there was a promo shoot on Derek's, I know that they're doing like a holiday show, I think, because Derek on his Instagram showed his outfit for Dancing with the Stars like holiday. It was hashtag holiday, and it was this beautiful, like, it was so gorgeous. It was like this blue suit with tiny, tiny, thin silver glittery lines. He had a little holly pin on his lapel. So like, I think that they're gonna go the traditional route that they usually do, which is like it's always the week of Thanksgiving, so they always do like a Christmassy sort of show, and they usually do it in Disney. So I don't know. I would love if they went back to Disney, but they haven't said anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So we'll definitely see something like that from Wayne. From Shangela and Gleb, like we said, we'll definitely see poses and vogues and drag queen runway performance. Yeah. Probably she'll be. I don't know what she's obviously always in drag when she's doing Dancing with the Stars, but like, will she be in her like? I don't know what Shangela looks like in her drag when she was on like RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, I don't know what her signature look was. So I'll have to look that up, but maybe she'll do her signature look. I'm sure somewhere in the music she'll go hallelujah. You know, something will happen. That will be high paced and fun. I'm thinking all of these dances are going to be very high paced and fun. I mean, Charlie and Mark, what are they going to do?
They're something fucking awesome.
But what's their story going to be?
I don't know. That one's tough because Charlie sort of has the personality of a 2x4.
Which is crazy to me because her dancing is so good. And she always brings out this, like, emotion when she dances. So I'm confused why she doesn't seem to have a personality, or she seems like this weird like, not weird, but she's young, but like this timid, shy little girl. I don't know if that's kind of just like a shtick.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but just because she is young and, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, but that dance is going to, hands down, I will already say it right now, be the best, filled with amazing choreography and feats of fucking physicality, strength, flexibility, and everything under the fucking sun. After Mark did his dance with Lindsay Sterling, where she while she was playing the violin while they were dancing in hold, and then he like lifted her up and did a backflip. She did a backflip over his shoulder while playing the violin. Mark can do anything.
Mark is the best.
Mark is hands down the most creative person probably in the entire world. So I mean, that dance is going to be amazing. I'm not really sure if it's going to be fun and hoppy, or if it's going to be
dramatic and slow, but
I'm not sure, but I'm really excited to see what that one's going to be. And then Gabby and Val, I feel like it'll be quirky and light-hearted.
Yeah, and like you said, maybe a little bit like cheerleadery, like an ode to when she was the Broncos cheerleader or something like that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm so excited. Who are you most excited for?
/ are they doing redemption dances next week? Kind of what redemption dances do we think they're going to do. I don't know. Everybody's dances were so good. You have nothing to redeem. I want to see you do a new dance.
Yeah.
I want to see you do 2 full dances. Y'all can obviously fucking do it flawlessly. Yeah. So let's see it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They probably will do redemption dances, which you know how I feel about that. But
yeah. I mean, they always add on to it because it has to be longer. So, you know, there is something there. But I don't know. I mean, all of these Shangela has sort of been like this the entire time. So for a redemption dance, there hasn't been a dance really that, I don't know, I feel that she needed better work on or whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to manifest this right now. Well, I think Shangela will get 4th just because she was in the bottom. But I personally kind of would like Wayne to get 4th, Shangela to get 3rd, Gabby to get second,
Charlie to get first.
Shangela and Wayne, in my mind, are interchangeable. Obviously, Wayne's technique is better, but he really hasn't. Once again, just like Shangela, I feel like they've kind of plateaued. They're on the same playing field, and then Gabby and Charlie are roughly on the same playing field. Charlie's superior. Charlie needs to win. She deserves to win. If she doesn't win, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that out there right now. I think it's going to be Shangela, Wayne, Gabby, Charlie.
I agree. I think that's the way it should be. What do you guys think? Let us know. Give a little comment below about who you think is going to win. Are they going to be in Disney next week? How did you like this season? Next week is finales. Kitty, are you ready? He's not ready. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.
Oh my god, let's try something.
See what happened on TV
Oh yeah,
last
I
night?
always watch.
Oh my god.
It's so fun. It was so
Yeah,
good.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eggs and bacon.